Right, here we go. I'm just going to dive straight in, if you don't mind. Close. Right. The very first thing that catches your senses as you wake is the biting, stabbing pain of extreme cold upon your skin. Your muscles are shaking and trembling as they try to generate some heat to keep your core warm. Fingers, toes, and nose are numb, and it is difficult to move your limbs at first. Your teeth chatter. You can make no words from your mouth as they clatter together, and you gasp as you finally snap awake fully, and the air directly in front of you fogs up with the sharp exhale. It's hard to say where you are. The noise of the snowstorm all around and the flurry of snow makes it difficult to grasp the location if known to anyone at all. But you all know one thing with deathly clarity. You must find somewhere to shelter, and quickly. You all awake and begin to stir. The crunch of snow is echoes, and then is immediately dampened by the storm. And
Well,
continue.
what do we see around us?
So all you see around you is white, essentially, and if there is like bits of sticks and bark or whatever, you can only see it if it's close to your eyes. You are on the ground lying, and it's really cold. Your clothes are getting a bit wet, but immediately you can like sense that it's starting to freeze with the temperature. Goddamn. Please, do storm. Thank you.
Can Z still be like asleep and not bothered?
Oh yes, Big Boy tends to not feel too bad in this kind of weather, doesn't he? Yeah.
Okay.
You see a giant man just curled up, nestled in the snow. He's not stirring.
Well, both of us then.
Mm-hmm. Talon as well. Storm grants you benefits even when your aura isn't active. The benefits are based on the environment. You gain resistance to cold damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme cold. How convenient.
You fuckers!
So you've got... Meanwhile, oh dear.
Meanwhile, Chiu is over here, freezing her ass off. Okay, I'm looking to see what her options are.
All Carstein's got. She's. Wait, hang on. This Carstein's got the second cloak. So shivering, ruffling through her bags, and she pulls on the red cloak that she's had this whole time over her already black cloak, and just works her way up and just. Oh, this isn't fun.
Oh, but. Oh, this looks. Yes?
Chiu is shivering her ass off because pretty much the only thing she wears are her cleric's robes.
Oh dear, we better get you guys some shelter. I believe this looks like home.
Home?
This is being your home? It's quite lovely.
Well, you grow used to it, but well, Talon is going to share his coat, traveling coat, to the shivering bird.
Thank you.
sun's out.
Do we see?
Let's take off your jacket, just like people in North England. God, it's such a temperature.
She wraps up in it, just shivering.
Oh dear.
I just remembered Z doesn't wear a shirt either. So
Nope.
great.
He's all Khal Dragoing this shit.
Oh yeah, he is.
Well, when I described what he was wearing, it was basically Broly, but instead of the red waistcloth, it's a fur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. So, are
He's
you going to be
fine.
alright, big guy?
Hmm?
Zeke, get
What?
up. It's freezing, man.
Freezing. I feel fine.
She shakes her head at him, and she starts rummaging through her backpack, and she pulls out this blanket and just wraps it around the cloak that's already on her, and she's just double wrapped now. How are you not being cold?
Home is deep in mountains.
Fine, mountain. As far as I know, we're not from the mountains. We are not meant for this. If you know where the hell we're supposed to be going, I can't feel my nose.
Yes, about that.
Need fur.
She was having feathers, and it's still being cold.
Oh, there seems to be a road going northwest, at least. Poking at the not wood covered snow there. There's a road. See? An open path.
Yep, looking down, you do see there is a, no, I wouldn't say clear path, but you see there is a man-made path separating the trees either side. In front of you, though, it's very, very hard to see with the storm. But I would like everyone to roll perception at a disadvantage.
Okay. Wow.
At disadvantage. Fucking hell, your avian eyes. Seriously.
My fucking cat can't see shit, but Chiyu! Chiyu! God.
Hey.
Those eagle eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Chiyu, you spot that the path does go on, but then you see in the distance there is a silhouette of what you guess is something that looks like a bridge. That indicates there is some sort of body of water in front of you as well. You don't hear running water, but you surmise with the temperature it's probably frozen.
Oh, Chiyu. Just a warning, try not to fly here. The wind is even worse above the trees.
Thank you for the warning. Yes, I was not planning on flying at the moment. A little too cold. I do believe I see a bridge to the north.
Ooh, good eyes.
Thank you.
Well, shall we head on? If there's a bridge, there might be people and shelter.
Works for me. Let's just go.
Chiyu will kind of huddle up close to Karstein since the other two seem fine. Just whatever little body warmth may be escaping from each other, just kind of share it a little bit.
Oh.
And she'll try to wrap the blanket around Karstein's shoulders as well.
Yes.
That's a bit hard. But
Yeah.
Aw.
But she's gonna try.
Aw.
just kind of like half throw the cloak over Chiyu's head.
So they both got cloaks, both wrapped in blankets, and they're trudging through the snow. Becoming Miss Karstein?
Yeah, I mean, once I can... Let's just go.
These small ones need fur.
Takes his pants off.
Well, the waistcloth.
No!
He still got pants.
Don't need fur! Don't need fur!
Like, when's the last time you washed that?
Not since this business started. It's that waist wrap. Probably not great right now.
It's at least a month-old funk. It's at least a month-old funk.
Yeah, no, he can keep it.
Okay.
Rather freeze to death.
I'll take the frostbite over crotch stain.
Jeez, thank you, but perhaps we can be finding furs ahead.
Are you pointing out where the bridge is?
Yes, she will point out where the bridge is. In fact, she
Okay.
will be kind of heading towards it, but she's also kind of walking next to Karstein, so...
It's like a really weird, not three-legged race.
I see, yeah. I can imagine this. So as you cling together, as you walk forward, after Chu has pointed out there will be a bridge in the close by, you eventually see it for yourselves. It's like a rickety old wooden bridge, covered in frost. So you have to be careful as you walk over it, but there is railings, and you can put your hand on there to steady yourself. It creaks as your foot steps onto the planks. And you can hear this creak quite audibly even through the storm, so you kind of wonder how long this bridge has left to live. As you step over, you notice as you do, there is a frozen river at either side. And you can see on the right side it winds upwards as far as you can tell. But, of course, the storm is quite thick still, and you can't really quite clarify where it goes. On the other side, you can't really make out what is in the distance, so you have to very carefully walk forward. And, let's see, eventually though, it starts to clear up somewhat as you, I'll let you see a bit. I didn't delete much at all. Hey. There you go. Can people roll perception again at disadvantage?
Oh yeah, totally not paying attention.
Hey, Chu saw the bridge. I think that's good enough.
You did good. You did good.
I think Chu and Karstein trying to coordinate is kind of keeping them distracted.
Alright, so what you see... Actually, this is quite convenient. Talon. You see about... Let's see, about here. Oops. You see footprints in the snow. Very small and animal-like.
Tiny footprints.
Tiny footprints.
Well, carefully crossing the bridge, taking hold of the railing, of course. And then taking a look. By the way, Z, could you take the lead so we have a better path through the snow?
His form cuts through the snow and you hide behind him.
Yeah, he just kind of drags his legs through and makes a path.
It's like sending the big dog through with a pack of corgis behind it.
Probably makes a good windshield too.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to
roll
roll something to
survival?
analyze the footprints?
Survival, please.
Okay. Animal tracks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, but you do know that there's a small animal. The storm is raging a bit too much, and it's like quickly covering the tracks. You can't make out the details. But it's heading in the direction you are all going.
Alright. Well, if it's a small animal, I won't pay too much mind. If it was a bear, then I would send C first.
Yes.
Welcome back, Shell.
Aha, let's see.
Hello.
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 Oh, goodbye. Okay, if you can play, let me know. Alright, let's see. So, you can. Good, alright. I shall. So you'll walk forward, just using Z's form as some sort of barricade against the storm. Makes things a lot easier for you lot, especially little Chew. Meow. Hollow bones, very light. And eventually you the path heads into a big clearing. Actually, you notice that the trees either side are thinning out. Let me just copy pasta. You come across two things actually. You come across, first and foremost, a mound of snow with 2 feet sticking out.
Do those feet look familiar?
They are attached to very thin, long legs.
Oh my! Who is being? She will go over and try to clear some of the snow off. Are you being okay? Do the legs feel warm or dead?
They are not dead, but they are
Okay,
cold. They
okay,
are
I said
cold.
yeah.
Yes, welcome, Shell. Your character's dead. That was my plan.
Am I being welcomed with the con save?
Would you like one? Well, actually,
Oh,
just
geez.
wait a wee
Oh.
moment. Wait a wee moment. First of all, you're unconscious, so please wait. So yeah, you do stumble across this little snowman mound. Not too deep, but it is covering the whole body except for the legs, and the very long, thin legs.
Shall we give it a tug?
Can Z just grab a leg and pick them up out of the snow?
Yeah, with your strength,
my
yes,
God.
you can, because this person's very light as well.
Alright, Z's gonna do that.
Describe what you're doing. You can pick them by the leg or what?
Yeah, just taking one hand on one leg and just pulling them out.
The indignity.
Oh gosh, she's gonna love that. Yeah. Okay. So
She wakes
Z fishes up a body, and with the sudden jolt and
Oh, there's a
movement,
person in snow.
yes, with the sudden jolt and movement, you can start waking up.
It is being Kina.
Who?
Kina is
With-
being. She will.
She's shivering very heavily.
Oh yes.
She runs over and wraps her with a blanket because she's been sharing with Karstein.
Where are we? Her teeth are chattering, her lips are blue, her skin, if possible, is paler.
She's now see-through.
There is a skin condition like that, fun fact.
Yes.
It's not a good one.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Good morning, Grumpy.
I mean, I've seen X-Men.
Grumpy.
Okay. Reunions are greater in all.
Let us be getting.
Yeah, there is
Yes.
immediately you notice a big cabin, a wooden cabin, in front of you. It doesn't look abandoned because everything is well kept. It's just covered in snow and frost, icicles hanging off from the roof. But you see like things neatly piled like logs for burning underneath a little wooden shed.
Let us be entering quickly, please.
Yes. Running up ahead to knock on the door, in case.
There is no answer. As you knock, the icicles from the roof, like some of them crinkle down, and there's like snow from the roof pattering to the floor.
Alright. Trying to open it then.
It is locked.
Anyone know how to open locks?
Oh, fuck. Yes.
Hurry.
Kina, what were you doing outside instead of in there?
I
Chew.
don't know.
She will try to help shield Karstein from the wind a bit.
Pick a lock, they say. They've got a freaking giant behind us who could easily open the door.
Yeah, but if you break the door, the cold will get in.
If Kina only had a decent strength check.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I have to ask, can you move your token, Shell? Is that okay?
Huh?
Can you move your token?
No, I cannot move the token.
Okay. Why does it always do this? Come on.
I do not know.
Mystery. Okay. Maybe it's a character sheet thing. So what are you doing? Are you making a check to try and unlock the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I should be able to. Very strange. Okay. Let's see, Thieves Soul 50. Yeah. Especially since the cold, it actually makes it a lot easier for you to. Your tools easily pick this lock. It's a very old style lock, and it's a bit weathered because of the condition of the weather. And you easily open the door. It creaks open, just a similar sound to the wooden bridge, actually.
I'm just rolling in. I'm not waiting to say hi or anything. I'm just rolling in. It could be a pool of lava at this point. Karstein does not care.
Everybody in, please.
Keen kind of shoves her way past everyone as best she can, trying to be the first one in.
Alright,
Excuse us, we're coming in.
Choo choo! There's a train coming through. There is no fire. Oh, actually, I'll tell a lie. There is a fire going. It looks like it's being lit just to keep the place warm. Right, so you'll pile in. The fireplace is lit. There is also a stew slow cooking on the fireplace as well. So that's a very welcoming smell. Other than that, this place does look lived in. Quite for a long time, it seems, with all the stuff that's in there. There's a wooden, there's a bed, there's a cabinet, there's a table with cutlery laid out ready, with one plate. Ignore the second plate. There's a big giant bear skin on the floor, with nice fluffy fur. There's trophies on the wall of various, mainly elk type things. You see antlers and whatnot decorating the place. You also get the distinct smell of dog as well.
Leek, if I cast Thaumaturgy, one of the things in its description is you cause flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color for 1 minute. If she makes them brighten, would that also increase the heat there?
It's not a temperature raise. You said brighten, right?
Yeah. Brighten, dim, flicker.
I would think it's more of a visual
Yeah,
thing.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
It's a visual effect. It
Okay,
doesn't affect the temperature.
Alright.
But you can do it manually. You can feed the fire. There are logs outside.
Yeah, she'll do that. I was just thinking something a little bit more instantaneous. But that works. So
Could
she's
have a
gonna just
placebo
start
effect.
feeding the...
Okay.
True as well. So she might hit that, and then she'll also bring... and she'll also just start feeding the fire.
Hello, this is the cabin residence. How may I help you?
Shell, answer the phone.
Or I could mute.
This cabin has electricity. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so looking around now, you all exhausted. You're cold. You're exhausted. Except for, of course, the two boyos. The rest of you very cold, exhausted. Suffering this extreme cold when you're not used to it, especially, is very draining on you. And as you slump in, your clothes are sopping wet. Everybody's clothes are wet. And the fireplace is bringing some relief because of the warmth that is in the cabin. But you have to make sure you quickly close the cabin door or else it all disappears and has to build up once again.
Of course.
Is the door here or?
Yeah, let's say the door is there.
Okay, so that's like a patio?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, Z's got the door then.
Closing the door. Alright, so that's that. What is everyone going to do then? How do you all feel? Especially the girls.
Quite annoyed.
Sincere always.
Chiu is freezing her ass off, but concerned about the others. And once she gets them starting to be warmed up, she'll be looking Kina over.
I would say Kina as well. Now roll a con save. Now that you're fully awake. Surprisingly, you seem to be very distracted by your current condition. In fact, the cold seems to numb the pain that you usually feel. It's unexpected relief.
Chiu is going to do a medicine check on Kina to see how she's doing.
Okay.
She's shaking like a fucking leaf.
Yes. Shaking like a fucking leaf, attached to a very long twig. You can tell the body shakes and shivers to try and generate warmth. That's how it basically reacts to extreme cold, and she is feverishly almost shivering.
Okay.
Yes.
Chiu is going to wrap Kina in a blanket, and she is going to look around for a teapot or something to heat water in. And are there any pots or anything she can heat water in?
There is indeed. There is a little stove near the fire. I'll just put it here, this circle thing.
Okay. And yeah, she's going to get some. If she can't find any water, then get some snow, put it into a pot, and heat it up. And I don't think she has any tea, but just drinking warm water will help warm Kina up. She's not like wanting to take the stew yet because she doesn't know who it belongs to.
It does smell very, very nice though.
I would like to improve the stew a bit with rations, if that is possible. And the cook's utensil kit.
Yeah. It does smell very nice. I mean, from what you can tell, it's a meat stew.
Ah.
It's not. It's actually quite basic. However, it's got the usual typical spices, but otherwise nothing to shout about. It just does the job you basically assume.
Yeah.
I mean, looking around anyway, this cabin is very simple. So you guess this guy, whoever is living here, lives a very simple life and eats very simple things just to get by.
Yeah, it seems to be a hunter's cabin. Well, Tallen is going to look at the stew and see if he can improve it a bit and help out the others heat up.
Yeah? Could you roll, you got your cooking utensils, right?
Yeah.
You can use them if you wish.
Alright. Do you want it with wisdom?
Yeah, let's say wisdom.
There we go.
There we go. So you can describe what you're going to do to this stew?
Well, I'm going to go through what I have in my rations and in the cook's utensils and just try to thicken it a bit.
Okay.
You know, like breadcrumbs and stuff like that.
Alright, you can't really tell what time of day it is due to the weather. And especially you can't hear any birds or whatever outside. They've all clearly taken shelter. But you do see...
While Kina is there shivering, she is going to actually, get her medicine out and down that.
Okay.
She was standing by her, just kind of rubbing her arms and whatnot as well, just FYI.
Is this another con save for me?
Yes, please do. While you're doing that, the weather, you see the light is dimming outside.
Hey!
Nice. Once again, it seems like the weather seems to be actually helping you, even though it's very uncomfortable. You just feel very, very relieved and relaxed finally. Especially helpful with Chew rubbing your arms too. Almost like a nice fluffy massage.
She's being very careful not to use her claws, but yeah, she's...
Yeah. Eventually, through the din of snow and the storm, you do hear what sounds like bells, jingly bells, and type of dog-like noises coming from outside.
No.
They're approaching.
Alright, going to meet them at the front then.
I think we're about to get infected.
Nobody will do that in this kind of storm.
Whoever's
Unless they're nice people.
Yeah, you'll never know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Now, the person, whoever is outside, seems to have stopped, and you hear like a rough voice talking calmly to what you guessed was dogs. And there's the various shuffles and muffles of movement as dogs running around, and then like something being prepared or basically dropped off, and then you'll hear a loud thud as well.
How big is this cabin? Curious.
Let me think.
Height-wise and all that.
Yeah, just this is used to 60 feet. It's very small. Very small. A singular person would live here.
Yeah, but like, what race is it built for? Halfling, dwarf, human?
The roof is tall. Z is not knocking his head on the on the ceiling, wooden planks, that kind of thing. The structure doesn't touch Z's head. He can walk around just fine.
Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. You're actually looking up. You do see like the wood beams. There is a gap if you needed to fly up to.
Okay.
In between the beams.
And she is hearing this this noise outside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's going to fly up into the.
Yep. Okay. You fly up into the rafters.
And do I need to roll a? Because she's gonna try and hide.
All right. If you're trying to hide, please roll stealth. Yes.
Oh, this is gonna go wonderfully.
You little baby bird. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Bright Lathander clerical garb is giving you away. If anyone tries to look for you, okay.
As long as they don't look up, she's okay.
Yeah, this is true.
What?
Let's see. What else? So Talon is heading to the front door. Z, what you doing? Z is becoming the door. What?
Z took the blanket from the bed and is bringing it over to the others.
Okay. Karstein, what you doing?
Here you are.
I've taken off both cloaks and kind of like try to spread them out so they would dry, but I'm next to the fire, just kind of like leaning against the stone, just, oh, this sucks. I hate this. I don't like snow. I think I don't like snow. This sucks a lot.
Okay. Kina, are you in a...
Kina is busy shivering like a quite up there.
Mm-hmm.
But Kina is going to just kind of like try and keep out of sight of the door as best she can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ready dissonant whispers.
Okay. 1 moment, please, while I do what this thing is. So eventually, Talon, you hear clumps of heavy boots walking onto the front porch. Is the door open or closed? Did you open it?
Not yet. I was going to open it once you let me.
Okay. Let's see. There is like a small glass square window at the top of the door. You know, like almost like an eye hole to see who's outside. It's very thick glass, so it's slightly hazy, especially with the frost. But you do see a tall silhouette approaching the door.
Well, I'm going to open and close the door and step out to greet them.
Okay, you are greeted.
Yeah.
You're greeted by a very tall, what you guess from the tusk, only one tusk on the right side. A very tall half-orc man. He has very ash blonde hair. That's graying, like it's like silver on the top, on the sides. He's got a full beard. Very chiseled jaw underneath the beard and chiseled chin. Very good bone structure. Very good bone structure. He's covered in fur, as you would expect in this weather. You know, the leather type clothing that's turned inside out with the fur in the inside, and the fluff of the collar is pulled in over it as a hood. He's got that he's wearing now, so you can see like the rim of the fluff encircling his face, and he's got mitts on. He has reins over his shoulder and a package under his arm, and then he stops and looks at you, or looks down at you. His height is about 6'4". He looks down at you, narrows his eyes, and doesn't say anything for a while. So he wets his lips. So, how can I help you?
Hello, sir. We
Evening.
are a bit of a lost here and happened to your cabin, so I'm sorry, but I had some friends quite freezing, so we had to take ourselves in. I hope you don't mind.
No, not at all, depending on your motivations. Pretty strange weather to be walking around in.
Yes, well, we didn't exactly have a choice. It's a long story.
Well,
Not actually a long one, but a weird one.
Well, you can tell me right now where we go inside. Come on, let's go. And he walks in. Walks forward and doesn't give you a choice but to walk in as well. Barge.
Backwards?
He stops at the doorway, since you mentioned that there are others, and he stops and looks around. Doesn't say anything at first. Turns to the wall. Oh, 1 minute, please. Turns to 1 minute, please. Turns to the wall. Puts the reins on. Now his back's turned to you, Kina. What do you want to do?
I was gonna say, could I make a stealth check to not be hidden, but never mind.
Oh no, he didn't. He immediately turned his back, so you can try.
Lay flat under that blanket.
Yeah, she just needs to lay down.
Okay, at first he won't notice you, I have to say. You're under the blanket, very still. So he's putting some reins on some hooks onto the wall, and with his package, he goes over to a table on the far left over here, and places that down, and starts taking off his mittens very, very slowly, just pondering what to do in this situation. He didn't close the door behind you. He didn't close the door behind him, but he talks to you, Talon. Could you get the door, please, sir?
Yes, of course. Closing it.
Thank you kindly.
Sorry for not introducing. I will be Tallen. He's here, the big guy you see. Then in the back you see Karsten, Kina, and Chiyu.
God damn it.
It was all for naught.
Just kind of gives like a half wave, and then points up at Chiyu.
So he takes this all in, just looking at the various people that have been pointed out. Looks at the blanket. Continues to take off his fur jacket, hanging that on the hooks on the wall as well. You see that he's wearing like flannels, almost like thick flannels with layers. Underneath he has something that's very similar to a thermal, thick slacks, and heavy boots, which he sits on his bed and starts taking them off, still thinking about what to do.
Again, Chiyu is being apologizing for our presence. If there's anything we can be doing to make up for your hospitality, please be letting us know.
Well, I am for one to turning folks out into the snow, so make yourself comfortable for now. I'll see what I can do in terms of asking you for compensation for your intrusion, he says. And then he heads over to the table, sits down. And then he stops, he pauses for a moment, and you see him sniff the air, curiously, turning to the pot of stew. Has someone been tampering with my dinner?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I made it a bit thick around. Well, don't worry, I'm a chef. I have a diploma.
A chef? Huh. Dare say I have had a chef in this cabin before. Alright. See what have you done? I want to try. And he's just waiting. He crosses his arms, leans back. The table is very close to the far wall, and he leans back. His back is now pressed against the wooden log of the cabin wall, and he's waiting expectingly.
Well, going to serve some food then. I added some of my own rations in, and Made it a bit thicker with some bread and spices.
Huh. Well, it seems like I'm suddenly have a dinner party. Why don't everybody join me?
Thank you very much.
And he offers everyone to sit down. See, I'm sorry,
Cheers, thank
I
you.
don't think you'll be small enough to fit on this table. Because it's like a big wooden table with 2 wooden benches either side.
He'll sit at the end on the floor then.
Okay, you sit cross-legged on the floor, and it's just like as if you're sitting on a chair.
How is Kina doing?
Still under the blanket, free.
Okay. Chiyu is going to get her a bowl of stew and get herself a bowl of stew, and she is going to snuggle up with.
What are you doing?
Sharing body heat.
You see the half-orc guy.
She
take
gives Chiyu a look and doesn't say anything else.
You see the half-orc guy take like a hit flask from underneath, from behind him, attached to his belt, and he sort of like unscrews the top. It's like a metal hit flask, nothing decorative on the front, just very plain. And he gets one of the cups out in front of him and starts pouring in a little shot of. From the smell, he gets some sort of spirit. Screws the top again, ties it back to his belt. Feel free to, and he looks over to the stove. Feel free to use that again.
Chiyu was just heating up some water for our rather cold.
No, it's fine, I understand. So, little chef, I'm waiting.
Oh, well, already was serving the soup, so...
Ah, thanks.
Oh, the story?
Yes.
No.
I'd like to
Well,
know
that's actually-
who I'm entertaining.
Well... We have this habit of just waking up in strange places. And today it was over here. As I said, it's a very short story, but a strange one.
No, there seems to be more to this tale of yours. Straight waking up in strange places, you say?
It's not alcohol related, I swear.
And at that, he takes a sip of his drink.
By the way, Leek loving the accent.
Thank you. Thank you, Red Dead Redemption 2. Anyway. Could anyone add to this tale?
Yeah, some of us don't remember where we come from. Some of us have our memories. It's a bit weird at the moment.
We are, as she's like snuggled up to Kina, Chiyu speaks up. We are often finding ourselves, as the others have been saying, waking up in new places, and sometimes with being with different people. And sometimes the people we wake up, we will be waking up with again, and sometimes we will not be waking up with them again for some time. And we are sometimes waking up in places that have relevance, that are having relevance to our own lives, and it is when we are waking up there that we are starting to be getting our memories back of who and what we are.
Huh. Sounds like a strange journey to me. Or you've been tested.
It is being definitely a strange journey, and it is quite possible we are being tested. There are being some strange things at work among the gods.
I'll drink to that. Drinks a sip again. Alright then. For now, get yourselves warm. Get yourselves rested. Join me in some good food. It smells great, by the way. He says he nods over to Talon.
You're welcome.
But, please, you eat first. He leans back and watches you.
Make sure you didn't poison it.
I'm gonna start digging through my bag for rations. I'm not involving myself in...
And he notices this. He goes, huh.
Chiyu will take... Well, Chiyu already got bowls of stew for herself and Kina, so Chiyu will...
Wait, did Talon serve everyone a bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. Z's gonna take like the whole bowl in one hand and just start drinking it like it was water.
I'll push mine over to Z. But like, you can have it.
Big boy portions.
I love Z.
He needs his big boy portions. After...
You shouldn't be wasting food, Karstein.
He's not being going...
He's Z's eating it.
She was just saying, you know, it is definitely not going to waste if it is being eaten by...
Yeah.
She was seeing how much Z can be putting away at a table.
Satisfied that, indeed, the food is safe. I mean, he doesn't, he never, like, has any, like, menacing look on his face or too much of a suspicious look. He's just... His expression is very relaxed. He's lived out here by himself for a while, and he doesn't get many visitors. And just for people to suddenly appear out of nowhere, he's just precautious. And seeing that everyone is eating, he tucks in himself. He's very quiet at first, and you can see he holds a spoon in his mouth for a time, and he's like, his eyes are mulling over what to think. He takes another spoon, eats it again, and puts the spoon into the bowl, and he finishes it quite quickly. He goes, well, that's the most fancy meal I've had in a long time. Thank you kindly.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it.
I did.
I do my best.
What did you do?
A bit of this and that. I usually carry some bits of food and additives that I can put into dishes.
I don't usually have time to prepare something like this, you understand. So this is a nice treat, thank you. Well,
Talon is continuing eating his portion as well.
Yum yum. He pours and he unties the flask again, puts it under the table. There's not much left, but if anyone would like a drink, feel free.
Water is being fine for Chiyu. Thank you. Kina, would you be liking some?
Kina?
Just a little bit.
Chiyu will get up and get her take the mug that had the water in it, and she'll go and get a little and bring it back to Kina and snuggle up to her again as she's
Just nursing this condition of hers. No, he voices a precaution while you do this though. He goes, I have to warn you, it's strong stuff. I brewed it myself. And from the smell, it's something very similar to moonshine. Keeps you warm. Keeps you warm.
That seems a bit too strong for me.
You can water it down with some ice if you like. There's plenty outside. And he chuckles at himself. He never gets to tell jokes, really. Except to his dogs. which you hear outside, just like shuffling around. Well, and he sort of sits up straight and stretches. And you can tell from, even with all the layers, that he is built quite well for this. He seems to be not extremely muscular, like, for example, maybe Z. He's got like a layer about him, just because he has to in this weather. Just make sure you have that layer to keep you insulated. But you can see that his shoulders are big, his arms and forearms are quite well done, I have to say. But he stretches, like cracks his neck, and tries to loosen himself up, and then stands up and goes to stand by the fire, rubs his hands together, trying to warm himself. Well, you're welcome to stay for the night. I don't really have extra bedding, but feel free to use the rug. Feel free to use... Oh, I have some spare blankets at least.
Thank you very much.
So,
Cheers. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Like I said, I don't like turning strangers out into this kind of weather, so that would be kind of rude of me. I just gotta know though, what's your plans? I don't have much of supplies. I kind of go out and hunt them myself. Get what I need, bare necessities, you understand.
She was understanding. Is the weather being like this all the time?
Just this season. Though I will say, the higher up we go, you see I don't know if you saw the path outside, but it does lead up into a tundra plain. That tends to be covered in snow most of the year.
She was understanding. She was thinking that we will probably not be staying long. We just must be considering our options to be traveling safely. And
I will ask, though, exchange of kindness, that is, if you would help me with a few things.
Depending on what they are being, she was not seeing an issue with.
Well, first of all, let me show you. You can meet the boys. Now he said that he's alone, as in no other humanoid companions. But the way he talks, well, he says the boys, you suddenly doubt yourself a little bit. But then he goes outside, opens the door, does a sharp whistle, and then you hear bounding like of paw prints on the wood, and you go, and then you see like 5 dogs, large dogs, like very thick fur, very similar to huskies. They come bounding in, and they greet him. They're like lapping his face and trying to just give him all the affection. And he goes, "Whoa, steady boys, we have guests." And then they all run around. They run around, like do a circuit almost, like through people's legs and stuff. And except for Talon, maybe they just do round circles around him, and then they settle on the floor. And he closes the cabin door.
Oh.
Those are being quite beautiful dogs.
Yes, and I'll get the tokens. 1 second. Everywhere. With big dogs. Maybe that's too big. Oops. I'll just leave it like that. I'll just leave it.
Holy crap.
Okay, I'll just leave it there. Alright, but yeah, he points to them, each of them. Yeah, so my boys, they're very precious to me. I'll introduce you. He seems very proud and very happy. So you got, where are my notes? As soon as the DM finds her notes. Where are they? There you go. So yeah, this one here, and he points to the the dog with the orangish tinge to its fur. Like a very nice rust color with like that's thinning out to like a white in the front. This here is Swift. He's the fastest of among them. Very proud boy. He's very good at rapting as well when he gets a chance. The one over there, furthest away, he's called Grumps. He's not too sociable around strangers, so please forgive him. And then you got Bitter, and he points to the one near close to Karstein. Is their fur is thinner, but you see that they're actually quite bulky, which seems like they got a layer of fat that makes up for it. He don't take kindly to not getting treats, so watch out. And then you got Yip and Numpty, and he points to the other two. They're little mates, so they're quite close to each other. Now, I have to say, the one thing I need help with is to find my last dog. He's boss. He usually used to lead this group and on my sleigh, but he went missing last night. I've been trying to find him all day, no luck. I did find something, however, in the snow earlier, but I can't confirm if it's his. Hang on, let me get you something. And he, from his jacket that he'd hung up, inside he pulls out like a map scroll, and he goes over to the table, clears some like plates and stuff out of the way, and scrolls it. Let's see. I'll show you the map. The map. Beep boop. I won't move your tokens over. Just the thing. Beep. Yeah. So. Oh, 1 second. And he gets out a little pencil. It's like a little charcoal pencil. Yeah, so, this here is the cabin, and he circles, excuse me, he circles what you see on the map here. Can you see that? All good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is our cabin here. That pond there is just frozen over, so don't pay it no mind. It doesn't really reach the path anyway. Now, there's a bridge to the south of this cabin, but that's a direction I don't need to go in. I've checked that a million times. It leads into a long, long road. Not good for traveling. Don't recommend in this weather. It just goes on through the forest. And I'd have to warn you, the forest is filled with dire bear. And he points to the rug, as you can see. This one's a juvenile, by the way. And you see like the fur is really thick or very dark. And you do see like patches of where bone would be, that they've been so like dug out. Now, what I saw was a trail of blood over here. And he kind of haphazardly draws it. That's supposed to be a circle. God damn it.
Lovely circle.
Oh, yeah.
Beautifully done. It's perfect.
Wonderful. He sneezed as he did this. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so I found a trail of blood here. I didn't see any elk in the area or any wolves, so I'm not sure if it belongs to any of the predatory activity in the area. But yeah, I didn't want to take chances. I thought I might check that out. I headed over a river as far as I could in this weather. That river is also frozen. It's sturdy, it's quite thick ice, but you have to be very careful. That's as far as I went today. And he marks off this where you can see like he's made a marking on the map. As far as I got today, I daren't travel any further. It gets even bitter cold at night, you see. So I'll have to try again in the morning, if you want to help. That is, I won't impose. But, you know, exchange of kindness and all that. And he goes on to explain that there's been weird activity in the area, not just this weather. He noted that the weather does pick up a lot in this time of year, but recent times, the weather has been very strange. He's very good at predicting the weather, he says. He has the skills to do so. But even he can't predict what happens with the weather the past few days. And that coincided with the missing dog. And there's been weird noises in the night.
Well, I'm up for helping others.
Chiu's definitely being up for helping. We often Karstein. We are often finding ourselves helping others, and I am considering it my duty as a servant of Lathander to aid others whenever possible.
Thank you.
Also, Leek, what was the name of the dog that's near Chiu? Because she's gonna reach down and start scritching it, or she's been kind of scritching it.
Okay. This one is Yip.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, she's just gonna reach down and just be scritching Yip.
Yip.
So, Chiu is thinking we will be doing whatever we can be. Chiu is reluctant to impose further, but Chiu is wondering if you are having any warmer things for us to be wearing while we are assisting?
Well, I got some spare furs if that helps.
Chiu would be being most grateful, as I'm sure
I can't guarantee the size will fit you all. I do apologize.
Oh, that is being quite alright.
Yeah, I mean, if you do help me, though, I will try to pay you back in kind. I mean, I do realize what I'm asking you is worth more than what you have done to me. But you know what I mean. But I will try.
Stop us from freezing. Help you find your dog. I think it's pretty even. I'm just saying. That's.
And be feeding us. Ruff.
Oh, look,
she was apologizing. She was not remembering getting your name?
Oh, I do apologize. That's mighty rude of me. My name's Ganry.
Ganry. It is being most pleasant meeting you. But yes, for your hospitality, your fire and your company and your furs and the food, Chiu is most glad to be aiding you in finding your dog boss.
Well, if that's okay. And he looks over everybody. And he does notice as well that quite a lot of the dogs are beginning to warm up to Karstein. He's been around the dogs for a long time, so he knows their body language. And seeing that they're relaxed around you lot puts him at ease as well. Because dogs know, man. Dogs know. Dogs know good people.
Seriously.
Well, it's approaching night now, so I suggest you get some rest. You got a lot of energy to catch up on. You can take the bed, whoever can fit in it. I'm happy to just sit by the fire.
I'm good. I'll take one side of the fire. Totally not trying to bribe Grumps to follow.
Chiu is watching Kina and keeping an eye on her. If Kina still seems to be having issues with her body heat, Chiu is just going to snuggle back up to Kina again.
Okay. 1 minute.
Kina is indeed still having body heat.
Okay.
Then he will find himself nestled up with Chiu and a blanket wrap. Understood.
Genry looks over Kina. Sees that you're very wobbly still, And, I mean, he doesn't know your heritage or anything like that, doesn't know your background, but to him, you look very sick. No offense. So he's like...
She is 6'1" and 138 pounds.
Yeah,
yes, she looks sick.
She looks very sick. No offense. But, no, he's like, maybe this young lady would like to take the bed. It's very comfy.
You two could totally fit in the bed together.
And he looks over to Chu and Kina. Yeah, I think you two could. No problem.
Question is, would Z fit in the bed as well?
Like
no, she is thinking extra body warmth, because her little body and Kina's, but if you throw like a big muscular guy like Z into bed with her, those muscles are generating heat.
I have to say, be careful not to break the frame. He looks over Z. He's very, very big, bigger than him. Yeah, weight-wise. No offense.
She was being understanding. Karstein, would you be willing to snuggle up as well?
Nope, I got a buddy. I'm just like still like handing out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Doggies.
Talon?
I'll take the fur.
Alright, well, you sort it out amongst yourselves. Does anyone want for coffee?
You have coffee here?
Yeah, and then he sort of like rifles through. He goes over to this corner near the stove, and if I click my arrow select, he goes over here. Above the stove, to the left on this on the wall next to the fireplace, there is like a few pots on a wooden shelf. Yes, I think I have some left. Yeah, when the last time I went into the closest town, I picked some up for myself. It'll do. It's not the best granules, it's just quite harshly grounded. He's surprisingly, he seems to be very like keen on coffee, not so much on food apparently. So yeah, you can share some. Like I said, I don't get many guests, so I'm quite happy for you to be here. He kind of blushes a wee bit. I mean, I got some filters here somewhere. And he starts shuffling through the shelf again. Ah, here you go. And they're like paper filters. And then he pulls out a little pot. And he sort of like sets them on the stove and gets like, finds some cups as well. Very simple, like metal tin cups.
So adorable.
And he's like trying to like put the filter on the cup, and then he puts the cup on the table, then he gets some, he goes outside quickly to get more snow, and he puts them into the kettle, and he starts boiling it again on the stove. He goes, yeah, so, make yourself comfy. I'm sorry there's no bathing amenities here, especially in this weather. I tend to just pack myself full of snow during the day and then dry off inside. But the outhouse is around back.
That is being good to know, thank you.
Tallen is going to make himself comfy, as suggested, in the corner here.
Eventually you hear the whistle of the kettle, and he starts like quickly for pouring the water into the filters, and then he starts smelling that typical coffee smell. When the cups are all ready, he puts them on the table. He didn't really, he made enough cups for everybody, but it doesn't matter if you drink it or not. He's just being polite.
Kina, were you wanting some coffee?
Kina's like takes it, but even after the coffee and the coffee and the soup, she is still really cold. Her lips aren't blue anymore, but she's still like shivering.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Zig'll take a cup.
Lovely. It's like a little, a tiny cup compared to your face, though. Sippies. Take those sips.
It's a thimble.
He's holding it with 2 fingers.
Yeah. Do you still do the
Pinky
pinky
out.
thing? Yeah, so do you still the pinky thing? Aww.
And Talon has a similar cup, but with both hands.
That's nice. Yeah, he Genry holds it with one hand. Goes back to his spot where he was sitting before.
Chiyu is going to
It's expressive.
Chiyu is going to get into the blankets with Kina. Yeah, sorry, my brain's like frying. And she's going to basically get as close skin to skin or feathers to skin as she can, and she's also going to wrap her wings around Kina.
Aww.
A little
That's-
extra heat.
Aww. Lovely feather blanket.
Kina doesn't look happy, but she doesn't say anything.
I've got a great image in my head, like Kina's lying down, completely stiff, with a really grumpy expression.
No touchy.
That's another thing I have to draw now. Oh my god. Alright, so, I was just gonna just say that the evening does wind down. Karstein, you have your wish. The doggies pile up around you.
Oh, yes, motherfuckers. I'm gonna smell like wet dogs for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, especially Bitter as well. He likes you very much. Giving him a treat, yeah! They all just slow down, especially since Genry's nearby too. There's giant weird dogs there. It's just
Well,
a big floofy cuddle pile. It's lovely.
It's going to be very warm over there.
Oh yeah.
That one dog is staring at us.
This is the fourth world dog. Hi. Staring into the player's eyes. Yeah, so the evening does wind down. It is night time. The weather outside doesn't change for the most part. You still hear like the ambience of the snowstorm. And the fire is still crackling, so that's a comforting sound to listen to as you fall asleep. Now, in the night, a few things happen. Talon, you hear something stirs you and it wakes you up, Talon. And you hear a really, really weird sound. And it carries in the wind. Very hauntingly. You're not quite sure, because it's really weird, but you do make out like a meow sound.
Well, that must be the weird noise. Is anyone else awake?
No, everyone's sound asleep.
Hmm.
And you
Well,
pause. You pause for a long time, trying to see if it happens again. And you wait, and it doesn't.
What do the dogs seem to be doing? Are they asleep?
You see this big one here. He kind of like his ears flicker, and he goes, and then he just settles down again.
Well, going to follow suit with the dogs then.
Ah, good day.
Trying. Not going out there alone.
And then you fall back to sleep. Karstein. You hear. You have a kind of dream. It must be a dream, because you don't remember saying this yourself.
Karstein takes out something small and just puts it in Yonti's hand and just leaves it there.
Ash's weird voice. wait, what? Now, yeah, so you hear it kind of sounds like you, kinda. There's like a slight edge to the voice this time, but yeah, maybe it's that weird effect, you know, when you hear your own voice and it sounds weird, right? Like a recording or on from like a, you know, that kind of thing. But you don't remember saying that yourself. You certainly don't remember the name Yunti. Huh.
Can I like wake up from that and just kind of like look around, be like, the fuck was that?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, just kind of like poking my head out from amongst the dogs and just looking around the room. And taking a moment, I'm going to wiggle a bit so I can sit up and pull out my journal and start flipping through.
Yeah, you see the entries that you've written. You do see the name Yunte scrawled on one of the pages, though. And you see like a picture of a blue coin. And you're wondering, who is Yunte? You've never met anyone like with that name before.
Tears.
Oh, sorry.
Kind of discouraged that I have no idea what any of it is. Just kind of tuck the book back in, wiggle back in between the dogs, and try to go back to sleep.
Okay. Okay, Kina. Something stirs you in your sleep.
Is the bird still around me?
There's no birds.
Yes.
You hear a faint, "Hey, bitches!" No, you wake up. Like, you know when you feel like you've been watched or there's some presence near you. You have that type of feeling. And then you sit up in bed, very slowly. It's still quite, you know, your body's still very stiff. And then your eyes adjust to the dark. And you see, yes, that's most definitely, that's Cromdren, standing in a corner with his back turned to you.
I stare at it.
He doesn't move. He stands in that corner with his back to you, motionless.
And it looks like Cromdren.
Yeah. From what you can see with your perception, it is Cromdren. But he's not saying anything. He's very still.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if it's an illusion?
Yeah, you can. I would let me see, what would you roll? Do you want to, as in, are you trying to see if it's a magical thing?
Well, I know for most of my spells that
Yes.
are illusion-based, it's an intelligence check.
Okay.
To see through that, to figure out that it's not real.
All right, please go ahead then.
That's...
Okay. Maybe because it's dark, or I mean, you're still groggy from sleep. You can't tell from where you are. You'd have to get closer.
I'm going to... I'll dissonant whispers at it.
Okay. Could you pull that information up? Just so I can flavor it.
It's at first level.
Okay. Okay, so you whisper. And instead of the reaction that you would expect, which is the thing you are targeting, to be hit with a psychic pain, it actually just shimmers. Cromdren shimmers. Not his form, it doesn't wave or anything like that. It's as if someone is painting weird, dark swirls around him. And it's not black. It's as if it's nothing. And it swirls around his form. And then he's suddenly gone. There is nothing standing in the corner.
Let's go back to sleep.
Fuck this shit, bye.
It's
Yeah.
shifting just a little bit away from Chi.
Okay. With that, the night otherwise goes on without any issue. From whatever you have all experienced that I've mentioned now, it's up to you if you share this with the class. But maybe it's been just because it's a dream. You've suffered from extreme cold. You don't know. Maybe it's just messing with your head. But the morning breaks. The light comes through the window. You do not hear the sound of a storm outside. It's quite still. There's still no bird chirps or anything like that. But you see drips of water coming down the windows, as if the sun is trying to thaw the ice. Genry is asleep, where he is his back pressed against the wall. There's like a dog on his lap. There's a dog under his feet, and then the other dogs are around Karstein. Very, very warm corner, very toasty. At this time, the fire has gone out a wee bit. There's like glowing embers, but because of all the bodies in the cabin, it doesn't really affect the heat so too much. It is a bit nippy though. Especially those who are further away from this cuddle pile. Can you roll initiative, please? Only just so I want to know who acts first. And I'll roll one for Genry too.
Wait, who has to roll initiative?
Everyone, just to see who acts first, rather than... It's not for a fight.
Yeah. Who wakes up first?
Okay. Just Karstein now. Oh no, I saw. So Karstein wakes up first. Then Genry, then Kina and Z. And then Tallen wakes up last. So, Karstein.
Yeah, she's not moving really much from the dogs. Just kind of laying there, rethinking about what she dreamt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Genry gets up, he's like, big yawn. And he scratches his head. It just ruffles his hair, like when you just wake up, you just ruffle your hair and just, rub his face and scratches his beard and cracks his neck again. And then he removes this dog slowly from his lap and then pulls his leg out from and his feet from underneath the other dog, and stands up and stretches the rest of his back. Then he looks around, sees that most of everyone is still asleep. Are you awake, or are you pretending to still be asleep?
Just kind of like pretending, just because she's still kind of like nestled in between all of them, all the dogs.
Yeah.
Like not making a move to get up until she actually like hears others.
Okay. Let's just put his music on. So he just looks around, thinks everyone is still asleep. And then that's a bit too quiet. Yeah. Then he steps away from the table and begins to clear the cutlery that had been used last night. And he goes to step outside after noticing it's actually quite a good day. Finally.
He might have a little trouble doing that.
Are you blocking the whole door?
Yeah, Z was laying against the door.
Alright, well he's like half asleep still, and then he realizes that there's suddenly like a blockage there. He goes, okay. Well then, I guess that's out of the question. And he puts the things back on the table for now. Oh, you lot are over there, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so then he like steps around to the stove and shakes the kettle to see if there's any water left. Much to his avail, there is not, so he goes over to the stew pot and hopes there are more of that yummy stew left. Which there is some left. He claps his hands together quietly. Oh. And then he tries to get the fire started again. That's what he does. Next is it Z and Kina. Kina has the most modifiers, so she can wake up first. Before Z.
She wakes up, looks around, sees Q still snuggled around her. Grumbles something in Celestial and goes back to sleep. Cuddling against Q a bit.
Aww.
Okay, Z.
Z gets up, stretches, looks around, and sees Genry fiddling with the fire. Snowy Man needs wood.
Oh, Genry turns around at the sound of the voice. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. If you could kindly get some...
Yeah.
There's some logs out back already. No need to cut anymore.
Z nods and opens the door, heads out. Is it that?
There is a log pile outside, yeah. It's kind of like it's like yeah. You see that on your right, or his left. There is like yes, that's it. It's quite a collection. He's like you can see he's stocked up, so he doesn't have to go out and log too often.
Okay, he'll grab a few. And head back in. And close the door behind him and hand them over to be set up.
Thank you, friend. And then he takes them. Just shakes off some of some icicles from them. Maybe it's a bit too wet, but I'll see how this goes. So he puts them in there's already like embers in there, so he'll start. It kind of goes out a wee bit, and as he scratches his head a bit, dang. Wish I had some kindling. Let me see. Let me think. Maybe it just needs to dry a bit. You don't mind waiting, do you? It might get a bit chilly. He's asking the man who's used to cold.
Is no problem for Z.
Oh, good. Okay. All in the meantime, I'm going to clean up this mess. And he goes to collect the stuff that the pile of cutlery he tried to take out before, and then has his chance to do it. You see him just step out, close the door behind him. The silhouette from the lookout window fades away a bit, but all he's doing is just going out to the porch and just grabbing some snow and then just basically wiping off the food. So next is Chew.
Did you happen to catch what Kina mumbled before going back to sleep?
Does she know Celestial?
I am fairly certain she does. Let me double check.
You should do, because you spoke to a god.
Yes, she does know Celestial.
Yes.
So-
Okay. You were not quite awake yet, so maybe roll perception for this. You do.
Shit!
Holy crap!
Wow!
You hear it, even if you weren't trying. You hear it.
The rolls that
Jeez.
fucking Moon can't get. Chew. God,
Fuck.
Moon is not a lucky kitty.
Stupid, comfortable sack of feathers.
Okay, so
Yep.
you would, if Kina's going back to sleep, then just gonna kind of chuckle a little and just continue snuggling Kina.
Okay, that means
She
Talon.
doesn't say anything. She just lays there.
Just a little smile on Chew's beak, just a little chuckle, a little smile, and just snuggles. Like whenever Kina's feeling better and well enough to get up, she'll let.
Alright, Talon. Wakey,
Z's
wakey.
gonna try to help wake up Talon.
That's quite easy to do. Poke.
Yeah. Talon wakes up to, the waking up attempts immediately and just stands up and stretches. Good morning. And then notices the two
Morning.
right next door being still asleep and says a bit quieter. Good morning.
Aw.
Z motions to the door and starts heading for it.
Okay, following.
Heads outside.
What's up?
Other small one's not good in this. We should look for trail. Come back for them.
I don't really like splitting up like that, but... good morning, January.
Morning, boys. You're in luck. The weather's cleared up some. And indeed, the weather has cleared up. There is no more snow pouring down. There's no horrid wind. It's quite still, and there is the sun. It's still chilly. And you see, drips of water coming from the icicles that have been hanging from the roof. But, it's something you don't need to worry too much now. Thankfully, the weather is now working in your favor.
Oh, I would prefer that we get the ladies up as well and...
Yep. Alright, I'm finished here. And he's like... He's done his best. He's cleaned up the plates with the snow. You see like a pile of rubbish like sludge on the side. And he goes steps inside. If you don't mind. And then he passes you. Dips his head as he passes you. And starts setting the table again.
I see.
And
You
he
need
comes
breakfast.
he comes back soon after. It's like closes the door behind him. He stands on the porch with you. Do you smoke? I got some
I would love
smokes.
to.
Got some smokes. And he sort of like pulls out like a leather roll and unrolls it. And there's some like handmade cigarettes.
Oh, thank you.
He hands one out to Talon. How about you, big guy?
He looks them over. What they?
These are cigarettes. Recreational
Never
things.
had.
Oh, you could try if you like. Not to everyone's taste, of course, so I won't judge.
Right.
Talon is
he'll take
going
one
to.
then.
Okay, he hands him one.
Talon is just going to sit on the porch and relax and enjoy the morning. With it.
Has he got that thing I chose? Yes.
And wait for
So
the
he has.
rest
So
to
you
wake
see, Genry sort of like flick his like thumb up with a click, and there's like a little light that appears at the end of his thumb. And he lights his cigarette, and he offers his thumb to Talon and Z. Just light it up like this, and he shows him with his cigarette.
He'll follow the instructions.
Okay, and and he lights Talon's. Now I suggest, first time of course, right? Take a shallow breath. Don't swallow. Don't breathe it into your lungs, just kind of collect it in your mouth. At first. And he shows you as best he can. And then he lets out a ring of smoke. Don't have to do that, of course. I just enjoy doing it. And he giggles. You see a big hulky. He's not as big as Z, but he's very big, and you're hearing him giggle a bit. It's just. No, he'd never do it in front of the ladies. He'd never do it in front of the ladies. No giggling. Just the lads on the porch, right?
That's so adorable. It's great.
And Talon being a halfling, he's more used to pipes, but this works.
Yeah, there's a trick. Nice and warm. He's not leaning against. He sort of shuffles his way to the wall rather than lean against the door, and just puffs out a few rings, relaxes. So, if you plan to help me, and once again, I do thank you in advance if you do, I can come with you. The weather's not bad, so I'm going to use this opportunity to catch some food.
Well, we better wait for the others to get up and about as well, though.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. So, girlies, what you up to?
Waiting on Kina.
Keena's gonna be asleep for a while.
Take advantage of that comfy bed.
Yeah. So the others might notice that yes, Chiyu is awake. She's just tending to.
Tending to Kina, okay.
Tending to Kina.
Load.
Totally.
Taking advantage of the bed. Okay, so, Karstein. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. My belly just rumbled. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Karstein.
She's still snuggling with the dogs. Like, until somebody says something otherwise, she ain't moving.
Okay. Car snooze. Okay then.
This is funny.
Relax, girls. Relax. You deserve it. Okay, so
She's got
Genry-
shit on her mind.
That's fair enough. Well, in the meantime, then the dogs are waking up, and they're just sniffing around. Some of them sniffing near the bed, like the big guy.
And Chew will, if he
Sniff,
gets
sniff.
his head gets close
Sniff,
enough, she'll
sniff.
pet him.
Sniff, sniff, sniff. Yep, they're quite friendly. Now that you smell like this place now, especially since you're being in bed, essentially their master's bed, and they're quite comfortable with you, since Genry was too. Sniff, sniff, sniff. That's what they're doing. That kind of thing. Okay. Dip, dip, dip. Very friendly doggies. Bitter, the one that was just snuggling closest to you, Karstein, is still there. His tail's just wagging. And any movement you make, it wags.
Just gonna finally sit up and just scratch at him.
Oh, he's very happy. Very happy. The tail wags faster.
You gotta be careful. That's sometimes a deadly weapon.
The helicopter takes
Seriously.
off.
It's like, that shit'll bruise.
Okay, so Genry finishes his cigarette and puts the bud out in the snow. And then goes over to... where does he go? I'm just having a look. Ah, okay, he goes basically around the corner toward his slayers. And there is like a carcass tied onto the sleigh. He's wanted to freeze it just for storage. And it's done the trick. It's just his last kill that he made. He's just looking it over. Contemplating moving it to elsewhere. At Baxi, you see the outhouse, which is the toilet. It's basically the one with the hole there. That's the outhouse. You see like a mini shed with like a skull on the front. It should be at the front anyway. And then you see traps. This is basically a typical hunter's lodge.
So I guess after that, Z would just kind of take a handful of snow and scrub off with that.
Mm-hmm. That's what Genry does. Genry hauls the frozen carcass over his shoulder, and he starts walking around the back where you were. And you don't quite see what he does unless you go too. But what he's doing is just hanging the carcass from its antlers from the shed ceiling inside here. For later. Okay, Karstein, let me know what you write after.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Eventually, Genry comes back inside the cabin. He didn't put any furs on to go outside, so he's rubbing his hands. Then he goes to the fireplace to hopefully set the fire. He does that trick with his hand again, and a little flame appears, and he tries to light the fireplace again. It takes a few tries, but eventually it catches, and he sighs relief, and just tries to tend to it and make the embers light up and and the fire grow. Okie dokie. Alright. Afterwards, after he's satisfied that the fire is set for the day, he calls his dogs. And they all immediately go to him. Alright boys, we're going out today again. You going outside and get ready, okay? And you don't know if you've he's taking saying these long sentences to his dog, but they seem to understand completely, and they run to the sleigh. Everybody go. Yeah. Boop.
Right through the wall.
Yeah.
Right through the...
They're actually
Looked like one jumped right into the fireplace for a second.
Yeah, the blink dogs. Surprise. But yeah, they ran.
That's fourth wall aware, so why not?
Yeah, they ran out the side, and they're there. Well, you don't know where they're gone exactly, but they run from, and the noise of them from the sim from yesterday. Right. So, do you want another look at this map? And he rolls out his map again. Diddly-dee. Gather round, children. Gather round.
Alright. And Z put down those logs by the stove to dry off.
Thank you, thank you.
And Zia tries to get Chiyu and Kina to wake up.
Mm.
Oh,
It's morning.
she was clearly awake. But she morning.
Kina grumbles.
Kina. Kina.
What?
Come.
It's morning.
I know.
We really should be getting up if you are feeling better.
This is warm.
She just kind of smirks. All right, we can be leaving you here then, but
Oh,
yes,
come.
we can be snuggling later if you are wishing. Completely straight-faced, but there's a hint of amusement there.
She gives Shiyu a look, doesn't say anything, and gets out of the bed.
Reverse psychology, well done.
Yep.
Yeah. Right, so as I said yesterday, this is where I already looked. Feel free to go there just to find your bearings. I'll be coming with you most of the way. Just to make things faster, that is. I'll lead you to where I first found the trail. I expect, though, because of the weather, it's probably covered up by now. Which is why it's probably best if I come with you, since I know the land. Then I'll lead you to the river, where I crossed. Beware, though, since it's sunny outside, I don't know how the ice will take. Might be a bit slippery, at least. Now, I did promise you some furs. I can get those now. And he goes underneath, pulls out like a case from underneath his bed. And it's like a big wrap of various furs. Some are like from bear, some are like from what you can tell, like a type of deer or elk. Another something that's very shaggy, like a bison. And he's just pulling these out, various cuts and sizes. Feel free to take what you wish. This is like curtains I couldn't sell, basically.
Chiyu is being most grateful.
You're very welcome.
And she will try to find something to fit and wrap herself in, and she will assist Kina as well. Kina burrito.
Oh my god.
No, she's not quite that bad, but yeah.
Yeah, so feel free to look at this map. I'm just gonna get the boys ready. And he steps outside, taking his reins, taking his jacket and his mittens, wrapping them as he walks outside, shutting the door behind him.
Is Karstein awake yet?
Oh, she's been awake. She's sitting still by the fire with one of the dogs nearby, and she's
Oh no,
just been
all the
in her
dogs.
book.
Yeah, all the dogs are gone now.
Okay, all the dogs left.
Yeah.
But she's been sitting there with her book, focusing on writing or drawing something.
You hear outside, Genry just getting the doggies ready. They're tying reins, that kind of sound. You can hear his muffled voice, like talking to the dogs like children. Little babies.
Oh,
You can tell by the tone of his voice and the way he treats his dogs. They see why he's so desperate to find his other dog. After some time, he's ready and sets up, and then he goes back, opens the cabin door, walks back in. So, ready?
she was being ready, all wrapped up in a fur she found. Looks up at Kina. Is Kina being ready? And then she's kind of stops and realizes that Karstein's still been busy, so she's going to try and find a fur that'll fit Karstein and take that over to her.
Oh, Chiu. No, give it to. I've got it too close. Give it to Kina. Kina, right?
Kina is being well wrapped already. You know
I'll
what?
take more.
No, it's
Okay.
fine. Give it to Kina. I'll be fine.
Okay. So she will bring it over to Kina and wrap her up.
Snug as a bug.
Yep. And she was going to ask Henry, would she be able to grab one more fur just in case?
Oh, please, go ahead.
She is thanking you very much.
At least I can do. At least I can do. You give me a good service here by helping me.
At least we are being able to do. You are never knowing when you might run into someone who might be needing a little extra warmth. So she was thanking.
And he nods at this.
Before she was forgetting, that whole waking up in different places thing. We are also sometimes finding ourselves suddenly falling asleep. Before we are then later waking up in a different place. So, please be forgiving us if we are falling asleep and disappearing with the furs you have loaned us.
Right. Well, like I said, this is fur I couldn't sell. So if it goes, if I wouldn't say missing, but if you take it along in your journey, that's fine. As long as it helps you.
She was being most grateful, as I am sure the others are.
I can get more fur today anyway, so not to worry.
She gives him a smile. All right then, let us be heading out.
All right then, let's go find my boy. And then he steps outside. Once he's outside, there is it's quite a big sleigh. He's like it's one that you stand up in mainly, but there is a room at the back for maybe one or two persons, if they're small or thin. He turns around before he orders the dogs to go. So, just follow me. I'm going to make sure these boys don't go too fast so you can see. In this weather, it's quite pleasant today. You can see my tracks easily anyway, just in case. Now, there is room at the back. If one of you want to hitch a ride. And his eyes just go straight to Kina. He still looks very sick.
Chia will kind of nudge Kina. But my out of character question is, how's the wind today?
There is no wind today.
Excellent.
It's nice and well. It's not warm, but you can feel the sun. Because in stark contrast to yesterday, that is, the weather is still.
Kobe, I just
a snowplow. So what I'm picturing. Oh no, he's gonna pull it. It would be like a plow at the same time as well.
Yeah, all I'm picturing is like all the dogs sitting on the cart, and Z's just pulling everybody along.
That's
hilarious. He's the cart horse. All the dogs are just kind of piled up.
Oh god, if only I had a spare sleigh, that'd be amazing. Oh. Talon, you also think that weird meowing as well from last night is still weighing on your mind, but just because of how strange it was. And the meowing sound does make you miss your cat a lot. Poor Adonis. Mm-hmm. Especially after that horrid dream you had.
Yeah, he's been thinking about this during
Kina will get on the back of the sleigh.
Okay. Yeah, he's been thinking about the dream?
Yeah, during the smoke break.
Aww. Poor kitty. Okay. Once everyone is settled and ready, Kino, you said you were on the sleigh? Yeah?
Huh?
You said you sat down on the sleigh?
Yeah, I'm about.
Okay. There is room for Chew if Chew wishes to board.
You know what? Chew is not going to board quite at the moment.
Okay.
She is going to kind of try to adjust her furs a bit so she can get her wings out while not being completely exposed to the cold. Mm-hmm. And she's going to try and go up a little bit and minding Talon's advice from earlier.
Yes.
About the wind higher up.
Yeah.
And just try to get a little bit of height and just get a better view of the terrain.
Okay. Well, I said the wind is still most part. You do because you're just testing the weight of the furs against you. As you fly, there is some wind resistance as the higher you go. Just because there's like just the current, just the way that it flows. You understand this as a flying being.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you can adjust to this. So it's fine. And looking around, you see the basic landmarks that have been pointed out. You can see far in a distance there are 3 rocks, and then you see the river very clearly. It's quite a wide one. And you see in the distance there is a mountain range and dots of forests closer to the mountains. But you also notice that a lot of it is very flat. It's very flat, as it because he described last night that it peaks up into a flat tundra. It's like a plateau, and you see this clearly, and you can see like the snow covering the whole landscape. And as you can tell that's probably what he was talking about from last night.
Okay. She's going to kind of circle back a little bit, and are you wanting Chiyu to scout ahead to see what she can see, and if she is seeing any sign of boss to report back?
That would be Excellent. That's such a good idea. Please do. I'm gonna head to the first location marked on the map, which is 3 rocks with a log.
Okay. And then you are heading to
the
the other
river.
place you marked next?
That's right. You can find that yourself, I suppose. It's a singular rock, and I marked it with a red circle, a swirl.
Chiu is seeing that.
Okay, if you want to go there first, or if you want to meet us at the 3 rocks, then please.
You said you were seeing blood at the 3 rocks, yes?
Yeah.
So Chiu is going to go scout that first.
Alright, let me know if you're gonna come back my way, if there's any blood still there. I highly doubt it, though. You'll make things a lot quicker, though, if you do go scout ahead. And with that, he whistles to his dogs, and they don't zoom off like you expect from like a husky race or anything like that. They start trotting comfortably along, so everyone can keep up with them. And you see that tied to his back, there's like a club and some javelins. And they make your way. Are you going to go there first, Chu? Would you like to?
Yes, please. She will
Okay.
go
Where are you
over
gonna
the
go?
trees, directly through, and just as the Chiu fly.
Yeah. Alright, I'll let you go first then, Chu.
Okay.
Let's see. This is the right one, right? Whoops. Clicked the wrong button. Oh, there it is. I think it's this one. There you go. Hang on, let me just remove some stuff. There you go. Don't know why there's a black space there. Ignore that. Okay. Yeah. So I think I took you there. There you go, Chu. That's what you see. 3 rocks, as he described. They're quite sizable. They're much bigger than what you are. And you see that big log. It's like half the size of a tree, so it's about like a couple of meters high. This log, length anyway, is on the floor. I want you to roll a percept. Are you going to try look for the blood?
Yeah, she's gonna try and look for the blood.
Alright.
Because if there's a trail of blood like what he said, then perhaps she can figure out more.
Okay. I'll just pretend that you're in the air. Or
Okay.
do you want to land?
She will be in the air. If there is potential for blood being there, she is not gonna land.
Okay.
So she'll fly low if she needs to and circle a few times, but she's not going to. She's trying to avoid the grasp of anything that could be down there and trying to.
Okay. In this case, this is like a bird's eye view. So I want you to roll perception then.
I did.
Oh, you did. Alright, with 15. You see not on the ground, but you do see something on the log. Not on the top of the log. You catch it like it's on on the side. You see some crimson. The rest of it is completely covered in snow.
Okay, she is going to swoop down for a slightly better look, but she's still going to be kind of hovering and ready at a moment's notice to just get the fuck.
Okay. I want you to roll survival.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. So you see where you've spotted the little traces of blood underneath of the log. You see that it splatters out in a certain direction, and the direction is towards the river.
Okay.
And he did
So
mention
basically it looks
that
like...
he did mention how he had crossed this river as well.
Okay. So it looks like whatever was injured headed towards the river.
Yes.
Okay. Can she tell what the blood's from? Any tracks? Anything like that?
Unfortunately, DNA testing is not possible in Dungeons and Dragons unless you have certain
Well-
magic.
well,
but
Yeah.
there is no tracks though because the storm was very heavy. You can't see any.
Okay. Yeah, just wondering if it was from. Never mind. It's a stupid question. But
No,
anyway.
it's not stupid.
No. It went the other way than what I was thinking. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, my question was kind of going to be, there's a lot of blood splattered around the log. What if the log was?
You can land
So,
to
yeah,
have a closer look if you wish.
Is there a hole for anything to hide in that log?
The top is covered in snow, so you would have to land to see that.
Giving a circle around to see if I can see anything before I land.
Okay, perception, please.
Yarp. Looking for danger before I potentially land.
Okay. With the 19, you don't see anything.
Okay, so she's going to land and just very cautiously poke around the log a little.
Okay, so when you land, I won't bother putting the token there, but when you land, you look underneath the log. The center of the log is not hollow. But you do...
Okay.
But I'm going to use the 19 as well. You do see tufts of fur quite like attached to a bit of the bark underneath.
Okay, she is going to take some of the fur.
Okay.
Since she has no idea what it is, but the Genry might, and she is going to hop back into the air, take the fur, and fly it back.
Okay. Alright then. I'll go back to the map, the big map.
Okay. Save you guys some time.
Yeah, you did. Are you gonna... Alright, so Genry has made his way... He's like, about... Where is he now? You flew ahead and your wing... you're much faster in the air. So I would say Genry is about... He's approaching the 3 rocks. He's about here now.
Okay. So yeah, she'll go and meet him. And land sort of in front.
Okay.
And,
he sees you circling and lands, so he stops the sleigh. And that lets everybody else catch up as well.
Chiyu was seeing a blood trail heading towards the river, and the log. Chiyu was finding this fur under.
Let me
but
have a
Chiyu
look
was
at that.
seeing nothing else.
Yeah, I didn't
And she
spot
hands it
that
over.
before. Okay, let me see. He examines it. And pulls the fur apart a bit and sniffs it. Yeah, that smells like my boy. There's some blood in it too. Okay. He looks quite grave, he's worried. Thank you, this helped a lot. This saves us time.
If he is being injured, then every minute helps.
I agree. Alright, let's move to the next location then, where I marked off before.
Okay, I will be flying ahead again.
Thank you. Alright everybody, you ready? And he calls out to everyone as they approach.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Z gives a nod.
Carson.
Like,
Yeah. She, half distracted, she kind of just looks around, seeing that Z's nodding, she nods too. No idea what she just...
Fair enough.
she's just following through the cleared snow from him.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Nice
yeah.
little trail there. Okay. I'll just march you. Well, you're going to... Are you... Chu, so are you going to fly over the river to the next
Heck
checkpoint?
yes.
Okay. You right, Talon?
What?
I think everyone's sleepy. Oh no! Okay, where is it? There it is. There you go. Load, please. Thank you. So you see the frozen river, you see the rock with the bright red paint, like in the swirl as you described.
Okay. I'm going to try and find any signs of the dog. So, survival?
Yes, please. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be any trace like you've found before. There's a lot of snow covering the area. The river is frozen still, but you notice that it's kind of like the top is beginning to become moist as the sun catches at the surface.
I'm gonna check the ice to see if it's looks like it might still be safe enough for them to cross.
Okay.
How would I wisdom int what?
How do you want to check the ice?
Survival?
No. How do you want to check the ice?
Oh, how do I?
Yeah. What action do you want to take?
She's first going to try landing on it. I mean, she knows she's pretty light, but she's going to try landing on it and walking on it towards the center, because that's where the current would be strongest, and it'd be most likely probably to be fragile. I mean, I know along the edges too. But...
Okay.
Dive bomb that shit.
Not yet. Not yet. That's coming up.
Okay.
Actually, no, it isn't.
Oh. So, you land. Your feet is wet. As the ice is melting on the surface, just the surface. And you hop like on the surface a wee bit, and you're not worried about slipping because you can just fly. And there is no give.
Okay. She is next going... She is next going to summon spiritual weapon.
Okay. Hey! I'm gonna zoom in so you can see properly. And
slam it into, well, not like slam, but just kind of test it with the weapon.
Okay. Are you doing full force or?
She'll give it a couple hesitant taps, and then, you know what? She's going to do that below. She's going to do that down here.
Okay.
And she's basically testing, looking for craps, just kind of tap, 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 tap.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that's not working, she'll kind of give it a more full forced hit, but a little further downstream, just to, in case she winds up actually breaking something.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that. Yeah, the little taps don't do anything. You might hear a slightly wet slosh, but it doesn't break the surface. But that heavier one, you can see a little bit of a crack appear.
Okay.
Though you can tell that the ice is thick, but with it thinning at the top, is like a hair crack that appears.
That's okay. With that type of hit, it should be able to hold their weight. She's thinking. Can I roll survival to see her knowledge skills on?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. No problem. Okay,
no problem.
It'll be good. I tested it with my hammer.
It's fine. Yeah. No problem.
All right, and then she's going to fly over to the swirly rock and take a look around again.
Okay. Perception, please. Or unless what are you trying to look for?
Again, she's looking for potential enemies. She's looking for any blood, any fur, paw prints, any sign of the dog.
Alright, roll
and
perception.
Any sign of danger.
Roll perception and survival. Oh, twice there.
Oh, that was.
Oh, that's a shame.
The first one was supposed to be perception, and I clicked on perception, but it went we're.
Oh no, okay. Oh, still. You don't see any enemies. I'm going to take the 15 because that's the first survival roll.
Okay.
You don't see any more fur. And there are no tracks that you can spot. Unfortunately. And you guess this is why Genry came to a stop on his search last night.
Okay. Let's see, that's... Alright, so she's going to fly back, because she knows what direction they're coming from, so she'll be able to meet up with them.
Okay.
And,
No problem. Okay, at this point, everyone, since he has no reason to go back to the 3 rocks, he's now just approaching the river as you start flying back.
okay.
And he sees you flying towards them, and he slows the dogs down, and he just waits patiently for you to land to give you a report.
It's like, Chiyu was not seeing anything, but it is, as long as you cross north of the rock in the river, then, the ice seems to be thick enough. I did crack it a little to the south of the stone in the middle of the river, but it was being a hairline fracture.
Right, alright, thank you, that's mighty useful. Alright then, I guess the only thing to do now is to start off where I'd left off. Okay, here we go. And he goes to cross the river with taking your word for complete, your gospel. He goes, and you like hold your breath a little bit, like some doubt come into your mind. Did I do the right thing? But no, it's
She's
fine.
kind of flying overhead a bit too, so yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's fine. No, his dogs and him and Kina cross, no problem. The other 3. If you're going to cross on foot, I want you to roll a dex saving throw to see if you slip or not, because the surface is very slippery.
Alright.
You are fine, Talon. In fact, you do a cool slide as you slide across.
Been
Oh,
so long since I have seen ice,
Yeah,
and just enjoying it.
Talon has
Talon
talent.
moonwalks across it.
Yeah.
Talon moonwalks across it.
Yeah. Okay, Karstein and Z. Oh.
Would danger sense count in this?
It's not a trap.
Okay.
It's not a trap, unfortunately.
It's not a trap yet.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, Z is never gonna make any save.
Right, so Karstein, you fall over on your bum. Could you roll another dex saving throw, please? Because you're also very heavy. Woo! Lucky! Lucky! There is a
Crack
pause
the ice
as
right
he...
next to her.
Yeah, seriously, that wouldn't have happened. No, there is a as he falls. It's like, oh shit! Like, is this gonna like break the ice? Because he falls on his ass with a big slam. But it's fine. There's it settles, and everyone just watches Z with bated breath. And he kind of like decides to, the bum shuffle, right? Hands pushing his back, and then sort of like he shuffles his ass across the ice.
Chiyu will fly over and lend a claw to assist those who need.
Yeah, you'd have to do very carefully.
She will.
Thank you.
I mean, you've also gotta figure that if she's walking on ice like this, she's got claws built into her feet, okay? She can grip that ice.
This is true. Are you gonna, if anyone tries to stand up on the ice though, I'll have to ask you to roll again. Because it's super slippy.
Dagger comes out, and I'm just like, stab, slide.
Good.
Stab, slide.
Can Chiyu grab them by their tunics and just kind of let them just drag him across the ice.
Yeah, this is fine. I was expecting.
No, doesn't care. Just grabs her and just starts swinging it.
Yeah, I was hoping for a Bambi moment, you know, when he's trying to stand on the ice. It's like.
Z's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but she'll give it her all.
Okay, I'll just
doesn't
move
have
it
a
to
tunic.
everybody.
Oh god, she's gotta grab him by his loincloth. Ugh.
I still got everything copy pasted. Yeah. I'll just put Genry here to represent the whole thing. Yeah, boink. Okay, so everyone is across, kind of safely. It worked out in the end. Unfortunately, Carstein and Z, your bums are wet and cold. I do apologize. But you're not in frozen water, which is a blessing. So Genry gets off the sleigh, pats the dogs as he walks to the front. So yeah, this is where I left off. Now, my only take on this is to head their way, and he points east, towards where the mountains are. Honestly, that's the only way that they could go if indeed they crossed this river. So, I'm gonna head that way, if you don't mind. And he puts a sleigh on again. Puts a sleigh on. He just wraps the sleigh around his face. He steps onto the sleigh. And he gets ready to go. So, you are... we can go together. You can split off. Up to you. Yeah, type. That's right. So much typing.
Oh dear, going along.
She was gonna go.
Z will follow.
Mm-hmm. All together? Okay.
Actually, where were we going again? I
will
thinking.
show you on my handy dandy map. So his plan was to head this direction.
Okay.
Because he surmised that whoever, if his dog is still alive, would try to seek shelter. And there is some cover along the mountains.
Chio wants to detect good and evil around that rock with the sword.
Alright, go ahead.
Because I don't think she has detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Okay, what you do sense, actually, there is... It's odd, it's from the rock, maybe it's like a little bit of something, like a trail, that was on the rock, but then you concentrate, and you try to see if it, but yes, it does. There is almost like footprints, dark footprints.
Which direction?
Coming from where Genry had actually pointed out. But then you notice it stops. And it goes one way. And then it goes the other way.
You all just kind of see Chiyu stop. And she's just concentrating very hard for a moment. And she gets this really concerned look on her face. Where do these tracks lead? Asking the DM.
There is one, it's weird. Like, it's almost if an animal splits in two. And one half of it went one way and the other half went the other way. One goes this way, one goes this way.
Okay, so are they both... So one goes in the direction that Genry was pointing and the other... Alright. Genry, what is being this rock? This rock, this stone, the swirl. Why?
Oh,
why is it being this way?
That's just my marking. Why? What do you mean?
She was just wondering if there was any significance, but there is being there are being two trails here. Out of character, Leek, was the one going? Were both trails dark, or?
Roll
Just-
a Arcana, please. Because they're very faint.
Good luck to you.
Okay. Since doggies are very good boys, you see one of them is not evil. And the one that is not evil is the one to the left.
Okay, so the one heading north is the not evil one.
Yes.
Okay. Chiyu is thinking the dog may be being to the north. However, in the direction you were pointing, there is something else that has been going. Something not good.
He furrows his brow at hearing this. Something not good. What do you mean?
Chiyu is not quite understanding what it is being, but she was seeing traces of good and evil. There are being two paths. The one to the north, if your dog is being like the rest of your dogs, then that path is being going north. But another trail separates, going northeast. And that one is being very dark.
Very dark.
Chiyu is unfortunately knowing nothing beyond this.
That's mighty strange.
If we are seeking to find your dog, perhaps we are heading north. If we are seeking to find what may have been injuring your dog, then perhaps that was heading to the northeast.
It's difficult. For me, the decision is quite clear. I would go to the north.
If your dog is being in danger or being injured, she would be wanting to join you in case there's anything she can do.
Thank you. I don't know what you want to do about the evil that you've sensed.
Let us be tending to your dog, and then if we are being able, then perhaps we can be looking into that.
Right, alright, let's go now. So, he sets up his sleigh again, and he seems quite nervous. And goes ahead to the north. Let me quickly sort this out. Let's just quickly check something. Did I set this up? Yeah. Okay. 1 moment. I don't need to make this snowy anymore. Okay, so you all head to the north, where a big rock is. It's quite an elevated rock, and it's close to the cliffside as well. And you see a lot of soft snow above on the cliff. And I'm going to roll a D100 to see what happens.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
TPK.
What number is it?
It's a dragon.
Okay. I do believe this means you hear, as you approach, a howl. And is soon joined by a chorus of howls.
She is going up in the air. Actually, yeah.
If everyone's like any dazed or distracted, they're now snapped to attention with the sound of these howls. And then you hear padding of running, like a whole pack of something running. And you hear yelps and rumps and riffs and something approaching quite quickly. And I want you to all roll initiative. Go. Time to roll initiative. I'll roll it again now. Click on your character before you do.
Thank you for reminding me. I have not been remembering lately.
I forgot to.
Nice. You see in the distance a pack of large wolves approach, and they snarl as they see you. You hear again the howls as the pack of wolves scurry into a sort of formation, the biggest one out front, and the others like in a diamond shape behind them. First off is Kina, who steps forward. And I just thunderclap. Just has no time for this shit and tries to immediately thunderclap them. Let's see. Got steps here. Can I reach them with this? Cone. Create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet. Shoot you within range of the new, but succeed. Alright. I think Kino steps first as far as they could. Away from you. Alright. Dink. Alright, and attempts to thunderclap one in range, so that would be... Range is not 5 feet, is it? No way.
Might be just somebody immediately in front of her.
Whoa, alright then.
Range itself, 5 foot radius.
Alright, ignore that then. I'll probably dissonant whispers then. That's 60 feet. So she'll choose the first, the biggest wolf in front. Cast it at level 1. And that means, oh, whoa. Excuse me. Let's see. Does she 6 wisdom save? What is saving throws of this sheet? Oh, let's roll wisdom. Normal throw, disadvantage, no, doesn't matter. Cool, come on. Alright, completely fails. So on a fail save, it takes 3d6 psychic. So here we go. 3d6. Oops. Yeah, 13 damage to this. So Kina steps forward and then like throws her arms in front of her, and you see immediately the wolf in front yelp and so like laps to the side. Next is Z.
Z's gonna follow on ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He has 40 feet. has his hammer ready, and gonna hold action to attack if one gets close.
Okay,
And that's it.
cool. Next is... I'll keep checking the dice roller. Where is it? There it is. Next is Karstein.
Since Z is out of range, I'm going to reach over, tap Talon on the shoulder. If this is because of you, I'm going to be real mad. But yeah, good luck. That's her really shitty way of helping right now. So he's got advantage on his next attack rolls.
Okay.
I'm shooting for that first one.
Okay. Cool, yeah, you hit. Nice, alright, this one here. Alright, how do you want to do this? You slay this immediately.
Just run up, take aim, and just let a quick one go.
Okay.
Probably just sinks right through the skull.
Cool. There's a horrid yelp as the arrow hits the skull, and his head lurches back. You're quite sure that it went through the eye socket as well, so there's this weird splat sound, and it slumps to the floor. At this, the other wolves look down in shock. Their pack leader, it seems, has been taken out, and they growl and snarl extremely angrily at the rest of you. Next is... Genry is up, so what he'll do... let's just sort this out.
Oh, Leek, check your PMs.
Ah! Sure. Oh yeah, sure, if you wish. If you can do that. He might be busy though. Alright. If you can, that'd be cool. Okay, so Genry will.
Will do.
Thank you. Let's see. What he's gonna do, Genry will take his full movement to stand next to Kina, and then angrily shout at the wolves. He seems to speak normally, but with a weird gruff tone to it, and uses speak with animals. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. So he's going to shout, "You don't want none of this, get out of here, go get!" And I'm gonna have the wolves roll wisdom, I guess. Let's see if that works. They don't give a shit what you thinks. Next. Let's see, that's a dead one. So the one on the bottom. Let's see. What's his movement? 50. Enraged by the pack member getting slaughtered in front of them. Gonna run up to, let's see. Probably gonna run up to Kina since she was the one that did most of the damage. And try to take a big chunk out of her.
That getting close enough to trigger my held action? Okay.
Yep. It does, because this is a wolf and it's the dum-dum. Since it's a held action, and it's just triggered basically, you can go first before I enact this. That hits. Okay. As you run past, could you describe what you do?
As it's running up, Z basically takes kind of like a low baseball swing, so it runs right into it.
It gets thunk. It gets hit.
Nails it straight in the chest.
All right, cool. So you hear a horrible as you clobber this wolf in the chest, and then for a moment it yelps and then staggers and then shakes his head, And even more enraged, it kind of just doesn't seem to realise it's you're the one who's attacked it in its daze, and goes to do what it initially wanted to do, and then take a bite out of Kina. That does hit with a 22. And Kina takes 6 damage as it wraps its whole like muzzle around her thin leg.
What's with this like different notation Roll20's using?
Oh, it's because I'm using a different sheet. I've got an NPC sheet.
Oh.
Yeah. So Kina has that much health, okay. Alright, next. It's the other wolf. Okay. See, this other wolf sees that you have damaged its friendo, runs up to you, does the same thing. Does 10 hit you? Probably not.
I don't think so. Let me double check. Nope. AC is
No.
12.
Alright, cool. It fails. Chew, you're up.
Well then,
Oh wait, that's not right. AC is 14.
I believe. Let me double check that. I think it's only. How far can she? How bad's Kina looking? I know she got bit a couple times.
She's got like maybe a trouser leg is a bit messed up, but otherwise she's alright. She
Okay.
looks just as well as she looks usually.
Fair enough. Let's see. Shoot, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, flying speed of 50 feet. Excellent.
Hmm.
So she is flying, so she's up above the wolves. So good luck biting her, little fuckers. And all right, what level are we? We are. I need to figure out how much damage I'm going to wind up.
We are 6.
Excellent. So, on the puppy in the back.
Sacred Flame.
So, that'll be 2d8.
Mhm.
But it's got to make its dex save versus 15.
Mhm.
So do let me know if it makes the save, and
Oh, okay.
I'll roll
Good.
damage. Yeah,
Dexterity saving throw. So I zoned out. Okay, here you go. 8. It does. Whoa.
it does. Holy shit!
Holy
All right,
crap.
so
It really does.
all right, so just and it just jumps out of the way.
Mhm. Alright, let's see. Next is Talon.
Well, Tallen finally wakes up to this combat. And let's see, distances. I can run up to here, so which is not enough, so he's going to take out his javelin. I believe I have one of those. I think at least. Oh, I have 4 of them. Okay. So, running up, taking javelin with the speed and traveling right at the wolf that is only 10 feet away.
Okay.
So, that one. I tend to forget I have these things.
Nice. You got it.
So, let's see. Do I get 2 attacks, by the way, at this level? I don't remember.
When you raise... Yeah?
Extra attack is 5th level.
Yeah.
Does it include thrown weapons?
That's a good question. Well, it's say 2 attacks, right? So...
Yeah, I would say
yeah.
an attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Running with 2 javelins then. Throwing them both. One right after the other. At the same wolf.
Okay.
And there we go.
There we go. So it's... which one was it again? This one here? Or this one here?
This one.
This one.
Closest
Okay.
one.
Cool. Alright, so...
I think I can use
You have
part of
killed
my
it.
movement.
No, you've killed it. So how would
No,
you
I
like... Could you describe how you kill this beastie?
Well, running so that I have a clear view between Kina and... what was his name? The half-orc guy.
Genry.
Yeah, Genry. Just throwing the javelins right between their legs.
Okay.
The 2 of them.
You hoit it, like slide it almost on the snow. And it manages to like catch its legs, and then the second attack does the killing blow.
Okay.
Cool. Right, it's dead.
And I will unsheath my battle axe.
Okay. Alright,
And
that's
that's
dead. Okay, cool. That would be Kina next then. Kina, in that case, goes to this besides Z with her rapier, and goes to stab the wolfie. Cool. Now that works. I think she can do psychic blades then. Let's see, creatures within 5 feet. Maybe not. No, okay. That's all she'll do. Could everyone roll a perception, please? Perception. And these doggies will. This doggy will. Everyone else? Alright, you notice from the cliff to everybody's left, there is a rumble, and you see snow shifting. The dogs notice it too, especially this one at the bottom. It starts yelping and whimpering. And you see it backing off a wee bit. Next is Z.
He said he's muted for a moment.
Okay, they're done.
So-
Or not.
No, what's going on now?
Oh, do you want me to recap? Basically, everybody roll perception.
No, I can hear you guys fine. I just had to mute because of vacuuming.
Okay.
So something's coming, and there's still a wolf right there.
Yeah.
Z's just gonna take his 2 attacks before trying to move.
Okay. I think On the class. Yeah, both of those hit. Okay, so 7 and 7. 14. Alright, you've killed this thing. So please describe how you dispatch the wolf.
He'll do like a double swing, one like downwards and then uppercuts.
Okay. As you do this, the snow shifts even more from the top, and the rumbling gets louder and louder. Karstein.
I'm not a fan of that noise. Thinking. Fly. Those two are built for snow. Going to give a quick. I think we should kind of move away from anywhere away from here. And you watch your footing and pointing at Kina, helping her to give her advantage on her next ability check.
Thank you.
Quick shot with the bow, and then Holland.
Oh, this one is dead. Sorry. Yeah. So this one then back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Thank you. Okay, next
And
one.
then moving.
Okay, good plan. Alright, so Genry sighs after trying to reason with these wolves, takes out a javelin and throws it. And that's not his. It's not his. Go. Misses. Curses. Wants another smoke. That one is dead. That one is dead. Chew! They're now, the shifting snow quickens.
Alright,
Oh no, continue.
do I see anything about the shifting snow in particular that
Roll survival.
might be...
Roll survival, please.
How's that?
Perfect. It's a fucking avalanche.
Okay. She's going to shout down avalanche. And is that wolf in the back still attacking?
It's looking very scared and wants to run.
Alright, she's gonna let it go.
Okay.
And let's see, who's... Trying to see where everybody is. Alright, she's gonna swoop down. She's going to try and grab Kina by the shoulders.
Okay.
And, drag her off a bit away from the
Okay, can you roll strength, please?
Oh boy, this is gonna be...
Oh
spectacular.
no. I don't know if it's like either Kina is suddenly got heavier or you're just scared, but you climb to his shoulders, no problem, but you're trying to pull her. And she isn't budging quite yet. Talon.
So yeah, Chiyo did shout avalanche, by the way.
Yes. What are you gonna do, Talon? There's an avalanche. She screamed it and is now trying to tug Kina away.
Oh, my headset was muted.
Oh no!
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's no problem.
Well, Talon, hearing you shout about the avalanche, quickly runs to grab his javelins and help you track Kina away.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll?
Roll with advantage, please. Because you're both tugging.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. You both start dragging Kina away. No problem at all.
Figure she's the frailest of the two who were closest to it, so you know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
Z.
Kina is just dragged with you. Where are you wanting to drag her to? May I ask?
Dragging
Behind the rock.
her.
Behind the rock. Okay, you all go. You'll go with her.
Yep.
It's no problem. Okay. Z. The avalanche is now fast approaching. You can see it. Oops, not green. Suddenly turns yellow and green. No. Alright.
Yellow snow?
Yeah, lovely.
Well, he's gonna use his dash
Yeah.
to get out of there.
Okay. Alright, next up. Karstein! You're behind the rock now.
Yeah. Shit. Hunkering down. She's got nothing.
Cool.
That Henry's still out there. Shit, dude, what are you doing? Come on! Giving him help on ability checks.
Thank you. He's gonna need it, I think. Is that all you're gonna do this turn?
She's got nothing else.
Right. He's gonna make a acrobatics to try and flee. Flee. Advantage, you said? Oh god. Right, I'm gonna have to roll something for this. Come on. Oh no, not Genry. Oh, phew. Alright, Avalanche got 4. So he like, okay! And he's like hightailing it out of there. Alright, he's not caught by the snow. At this point, the snow is pouring either side of this. The wolf has no chance. It's not even its turn yet, so bye, wolf. You don't see it anymore. And that's the end of the encounter. Poor wolf. It takes a while for the snow to settle, and it does pile like stream either side of you. It doesn't block off the whole path, obviously, because there's a whole like wide tundra out there. But this side is now completely blocked off, however.
We can't make a Z-shaped hole through it. He just shoulders in. That's a big enough tile for everyone else.
Hang on. Genry is breathing heavily after having sprinted, basically having to out-sprint an avalanche. He's bent over, just like huffing and almost coughing, because you know when you breathe too fast in cold air, it makes you cough. He's doing that. Oh, God. Oh, that was a close call. Is everyone okay?
She was thinking so?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, where are my dogs? And he looks over. Luckily, he had parked his sleigh a ways away while he entered this place. And it seems like the avalanche hasn't reached them. And he notices this and just claps his hand over his face, just really in deep relief that he hasn't lost more dogs. Oh, God. Alright. It looks like that way's blocked now, so we can't really go exploring until it melts some. Just my luck. I'm sorry for dragging you into this, fellas and ladies.
She was apologetic. She was hoping that we would find your dog up here.
I hope so too, but I kind of wish he wasn't here now. You know.
If you don't mind me asking, what did your dog look like?
I'm trying to remember. Very similar to the other ones. Thick fur. Kind of grey, black at the ends.
Was there any, like, weight on it?
Yeah, along the face, along the chest.
I kind of just look at the rest of everyone.
He notices that you looking amongst each other, wondering why. Yeah, so Gunnery is now wondering why you're giving each other weird looks.
Chiu is going to describe the dog, that they wound up killing. Like, not the gelatinous form or the void form, but just the dog in general, in its animal form. And is this sounding like...
Not more. I mean, it fits the basic description. There's like a weird face, it's kind of like gooky, funny looking. Like, he's kind of got one eye lopsided.
Does he have a habit of collecting things?
Yeah. Likes,
like, office style, into the camera, just staring at everyone.
Chiu, there was being a dog that was frequently showing up in our travels. That dog would sometimes be seeming to help us, but at other times it was... There is a void. There is void seeping into this world, seeking to sap the wills and dreams of all within it. And this dog that joined us from time to time on our travels wound up stealing the lives of those around it.
No, my
It
boss,
wound up being a creature of void itself. Chiu is wondering if those other footsteps, the path of darkness, were being the ones. Yes. This is very concerning, and Chiu understands if this winds up being quite heartbreaking. But there is yet hope. Perhaps he is still being a good boy, and it was being something else that Chiu was sensing. And she just looks very concerned and very sad.
I don't want to believe this. This is like he did disappear, but no, my boy, no.
Did he ever bring back any items to... I'm gonna quickly check my person. Because last I checked, I had the hourglass.
Yeah. No, not that I recall. Not anything out of the ordinary.
No hourglass or anything.
Hourglass? No, I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, Karstein's just patting herself down.
You do feel something.
Reach in and pull out.
The hourglass. It's still there.
Oh, okay.
That is being good.
At this point, Talon, you there?
Yep.
Okay. You hear the meow again.
Did anyone else hear that?
Did any of us hear that? That's a...
It's the damn cat from the Commoner game.
It would be funny, wouldn't it? But no need Talon.
Okay. Did you guys hear that?
Hearing what?
A strange noise. Oh dear. Which way did it come from? He
There is...
climbs the rock and tries to listen.
Okay. I'll let you do this. There is no wind, so this should be easy for you.
Okay.
And you hear that noise coming from southeast, maybe.
Well, I'm hearing some weird noises from southeast, and I don't want to think it's what I think it is. So, would we go that way? Looks
Genry
at the
kind
others.
of, well, not like I can go this way anymore, so might as well. I mean, you said there were 2 paths, right? 2?
That is being correct.
Oh, I guess that's the only option now. He looks really put out, very sad.
Choose hoping for the best. But please, just in case, be being prepared for the...
Yes, well, I can't tell you it's not a dog, but did you folks not hear it? It was quite loud.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully I'm not losing my mind as well. But this way. He's keeping his axe out in the open.
So you backtrack to where the 2 paths had diverged.
She will point them in the direction that they were originally considering going.
Well, I guess let's go. Genry is just kind of like, he's pushing the sleigh now, not really riding it with his doggies. And you all head into that direction, and it leads to like a small like opening, like in a valley type area. Funny enough, you do see quite vividly a trail of blood as you approach.
Question.
Yes.
When we were fighting the dog, did it bleed?
You fought it in 2 forms.
Do you
Right.
bleed?
In the original form, in its dog form, did it bleed?
You had injured it, yes, so it would have been bleeding.
Okay.
Along the way, Tallen finally explains a bit. Well, I suppose I never mentioned why I started wandering. I was looking for a friend of mine, an old friend who vanished, and Adonis by the name. I just thought I heard her voice, but it appeared distorted. So, well, answer is fine. Something else. Let's go.
As you turn... Excuse me 1 minute. I wish I could just snap my fingers and music changes. God damn. As you go to turn, there's this... It's as if gravity pulled you by the belt back. And you all like jolt backwards a wee bit, even Genry does. And you feel a bit sick and disorientated for 1 moment. And turning back towards where the gravity had pulled you, you remember from when you were awake with Chu, there was this weird pool of black void that had sucked up the previous monstrosity, weird thing you had thought that was a dog. And it appears in the ground. and something rises up. Something rises up. And Talon, you hear that noise once again. Very clearly now. And having seen this void pool, everyone else hears it finally.
I'm just gonna point.
Huge feathers are like standing on it, and she just kind of.
Let's make this purple.
Yep,
It's
that's
a purple.
the voice.
It's a purple. This is pretend that's a circle, right?
Okay. What in Lavender's name? This is what you were hearing, Talon.
Yes.
This rises.
Oh no.
Oh no. A feline form. Not quite feline, it kind of shifts a bit. As if made from living goop. But it has 2 ears, it has a long tail, and it's making a weird meowing-like sound. What in tarnations is that? Genry exclaims.
Something not good.
That is being similar to the dog we were fighting earlier. Perhaps it is not your dog that is being evil after all, but was chasing it or being chased by.
It doesn't show aggression, it just sits there, watching.
Would I recognize the shape? Like,
Describe your cat to me.
big, fluffy Norwegian forest cat-like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this...
Like, strong build.
This form is quite stocky.
Mm-hmm.
There is no fur texture, just because of the weird matter it is made out of. And you see, like, the black and the weird colours are swirling around. It's very similar to what you saw in your vision, the way that it kind of swirls and sucks things inside of its form.
Okay. It is being... Okay, so it is being made of the void. And she just says that softly.
Well, it looks like Adonis. Do you think she's in there?
She was not knowing. It is...
What? Go ahead.
It is being possible, but she was not knowing. Adonis is being your friend?
Mm-hmm.
She was not knowing if there is being a way to separate this, or if it is just a corrupted being. She will take a moment and try to remember back to any stories she may have heard about such a thing. Can I roll religion, or what can I roll to...
It depends where you're pulling this knowledge from.
She would have done a lot of reading of religious texts and of religious histories.
Mm-hmm.
So she's basically trying to remember back and see if she remembers any stories about beings being corrupted or engulfed or what have you, in such a way, and being able to be saved, restored, if there's anything, that might be within her power at this time.
Okay. I'll roll religion then. Right, you remember a tale. The only thing closest to this, possibly, is an old demigod who wanted power. He wanted power, and he collected things that would grant him power. And eventually, he became so consumed by it, it became part of him. And anything he touched became corrupted.
Was there anything in the story about being able to undo the corruption.
The only thing that could undo what he had messed up and corrupted was to unfortunately slay him.
And she was going to take a deep breath. She was not certain that she is going to be of much help in this situation. Once upon a time, there was being a demigod, and she goes and tells a story about how he just craved power and got corrupted, and then just corrupted everything else. It's like Midas, golden touch.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of ends the tale with a shake of her head. It's like whatever is being happening. This is being beyond Chiyu's skills to handle. And she stops and she takes a minute to think. And what's the sky like right now? Is it clear? Is it cloudy?
It's still clear.
Okay. The sun's up. So while the others decide what they're going to do, Chiyu is going to kneel down and pray to Lathander for guidance.
What if I just try to grab her and pull her out of that thing?
Chiyu will speak up. She is being that thing. She is being corrupted if she is anything like the story. You may be trying.
Well, Talon is starting to walk towards it.
And she is going to resume prayer.
So, you in there, Adonis? Trying to reach a hand to it. Oh. Leek's microphone died.
Oops.
Okay, sorry. I just decided to die, so I'm gonna switch off the voice thing. Yeah, so you hear the howl again, and as you approach, so on the recording, you're gonna hear me saying, "Hello, can you hear me?"
Hello.
Now, yeah, as you approach, there's another shift in the void, and you see another something growing out of it, and you see another figure, a little bit bigger than this feline form. Let's see. This a wee bit bigger. Whoops, it's a bit too big. And you see like a more canine form appear.
Oh dear,
and
it's the shady stray.
Yeah, shady stray. After hearing the tail and now seeing the cat, and now this canine figure appear, Genry is just panicked. No, don't say it's oh my. And then he calls out, "Boss!" And the void thing slowly like twitches and contorts a little bit while he turns to towards the voice. And for a moment it pauses and cocks his head, you know, like how dogs do when it queries something, you know. And then it chomps down onto the cat and begins to drag it in to the void.
Well, at that, Talon won't react immediately and try to separate them.
Okay, could you make a contesting, I'll say athletics and should dive in for the cat, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay.
Athletics is pretty good. Oh!
No,
Prototype.
it's not good. But
Is pretty good.
it could do worse than this though. It could do worse than this. So I will contest
Sorry,
this. The dog
Oh,
could
yeah.
do worse, so you just pray for that. Acrobatics. Oh no, sorry.
Nope.
Unfortunately, it just slips out of your grasp. And you see possibly your beloved cat disappear from you once again. And Genry is just shouting and running towards you as well. And as this all happens, You hear some familiar bells chiming out. There is no silence though, as the void begins to close, especially Kina, and I think Chu. Not this Karstein. But they hear a familiar voice. It's a taunting female voice. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to be quicker than that, dear fellow. You may find them again sometime. Keep your eyes peeled. Until next time, friends. And as that happens, the void completely closes. And a heavy feeling of sleep catches you all. You have a moment to react. I'll give you that.
She will get up and put her hand on Genry's shoulder.
And he is...
And just give him a reassuring squeeze before she just collapses.
You're not quite sure if Genry did fall like you all did. But as you do collapse too, you see his boots. Everyone else, especially Tallen. Tallen, please tell me how you feel.
Angry and frustrated and worried at the same time. Quite a mixture of emotions going through. I'm still trying to reach into the void while falling and collapsing.
You scrape and you claw at the snow, and you ignore the growing freeze on your hands, and you almost like as if you're cutting your hand on the ice, desperately trying to reach your beloved cat. But soon your limbs grow so heavy, and even though you're fighting like this, the sleep eventually takes you. And that's where I'll end today. Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was...
Thank you.
Thank you for the session and game. Yeah.